Nation of Fit and 10, welcome to day 51, and that means we've got 19 days left to go. If you can believe it, we are into the teens. We are into the teens in terms of days left. And listen, we have our last scan coming up on December 10th and 11th. It's going to be a Saturday and a Sunday. And so we've got around 21 days left to go. We've got a little bit of buffer time there. But formally speaking, we've got 19 days to go. And I want to remind you that a lot can happen. So just keep being consistent and don't resort to doing anything extreme. Just remember, just check off the check boxes every day and do the do the meal prep, get your cardio in, don't miss any classes, and you should do really well. All right, question. I received this question. It says, Mark, do you really have clients in their 50s who lose 2 pounds of fat per week or more? Okay, so I'm gonna actually make this question a little bit more. I'm gonna change this question to: do you really have female clients in their 50s who lose 2 pounds of fat or more per week? And the answer is yes. Yeah, we have a lot. Even in this challenge, we have a 60-year-old lady who's on average lost more than 2 pounds per week. And I will also tell you that our number one winner out of everybody, out of all 800 plus participants that we've had to date, this lady, her name is Kathy Eustache. And at the time she was 54. She lost 54% of her fat mass, and she holds the record, the all-time record. And in totality, she ended up losing, I think it was 24 or 26 pounds of fat. Anyways, she lost well over 2 pounds of fat per week. Now, 2 pounds of fat per week is pretty aggressive. I will tell you that for sure. And not everybody in this challenge, not every female in this challenge who's 50 years of age or older loses 2 pounds of fat, obviously. There are many people who don't have those goals. They just don't have that amount of fat to lose, so their goal just isn't even there to lose 2 pounds. But there's also a lot of people who are less than 50 who don't meet their goals, okay? And there's also people who do. So, I know a lot of people think that as they age, it's going to be harder for them to lose weight. And I will tell you that I take your age into consideration. I take your age and I take your sex into consideration in addition to your lean body mass when I assign your calories to you. So all things being equal, if you remove the age, I'm speaking to the person who wrote this email, or I'll speak to all ladies who are 50 years and older, you are getting less calories than somebody who is got the same lean body mass than you, obviously the same sex as you, but is younger, okay, less than 50. So I already take into consideration that aspect. Now, that's not to say my system is perfect, because I don't believe there is a perfect system for this. But I do consider that. Now, one thing I want to say here is that quite often when people don't see the results they want to see, they immediately think, I need to be doing more, or I need to do more exercise, or I need to, eat less. And one thing I want to tell you is, first and foremost, there are a lot of mistakes that are made in the beginning of this challenge. And so what my expectation is, or what in reality I want you to do, is actually not even being met in the beginning. Okay, so there is always that possibility. Now, maybe that wasn't the case with this person. I don't know. I don't know what's obviously going on with everybody. All I know is what's communicated to me and what I see, and I try to decipher perhaps mistakes that are made, or maybe I don't need to decipher it. Maybe I can actually see it right in front of me. So we've got to consider that. But also, to this person, you end up losing a considerable amount more fat. I realize you've only lost 2 pounds fat, but you end up losing the bulk of that, almost all of that, in the last 3 weeks as comparison to the first 4 weeks of the challenge. So, obviously there's been some changes there. But I'll talk about yo-yo dieting in a future video, and I'd like to go through that in detail because it's quite interesting. But I just want to say this right now. And I'm not suggesting this person did it because I don't know this, but it's kind of interesting. But if you are somebody who has gone through yo-yo dieting, and I'm saying this because I'm telling you what happens if you do super low calories. So typical yo-yo dieting, I guess I should tell you what yo-yo dieting is if you don't know what it is. It's where people diet and they go on these extreme calorie deprived diets. That is, when you consider their total energy expenditure for the day versus their calorie intake, there is a huge energy gap there. They're taking in way less than what they're expending. And when you do this over time, yes, you do lose weight, but what you end up doing is majorly impacting, or I should say negatively impacting your basal metabolic rate. And this is something that, as I just mentioned, it's highly influenced by your caloric intake, your BMR can be. So if you go through extreme calorie deprivation, if we create a major energy gap, then, your body's going to want to close that energy gap. It's going to want to try to lower that energy gap. And one of the ways it's going to do that is by causing the body to be more energy efficient, right? More energy efficient, which we don't want. We want the body to be energy efficient when we're trying to lose fat. So basically what I'm saying to this person, and I'm not gonna be able to do this all in one video, but I want you to be patient. I want you to make sure you keep your calories up, especially if you're doing a lot of extra exercise, as I know this person is, or at least that's what they've told me. We've got to think about health. We've got to think about sustainability. We've got to think about working towards perhaps, and again, I don't know if this is applicable in this case, rebuilding this person's metabolic rate. On the flip side of this, we can look at things like different blood markers, different metabolic markers, from getting blood tests and seeing perhaps, is there a thyroid condition? Is there something related here to menopause, etc., which is really having a large impact on the BMR, which is very, very possible. So, but the number one thing I want to say here is don't resort to anything extreme, okay? Again, slow and steady, consistent, patient. Think of this as beyond 10 weeks. I realize this challenge is 10 weeks. I realize that you want results right away and that you feel the pressure for the results, and I've got these goals. I understand that. I get it. But sometimes it's not that easy and requires a little more patience and diligence and more time. So anyways, I'm gonna talk more about this question. I didn't even get through all the parts of this question. So we'll just call this part one, and we'll talk a little bit more about, some things that can impede your fat loss, okay? Other than than the obvious things, right? Okay, message of the day. By the way, this message is not related to what I talked about today, but just something I want to remind you guys: compare what you want with what you actually do. Compare what you want with what you actually do, and really what this is essentially saying is, we've got to look at every day what we're doing, and this is why it's really important to journal. Obviously you're journaling your diet. You should be journaling your diet, as well as knowing everything else that you're doing. Because if we go by memory, you're never going to be able to know exactly what you did. If I ask you what you ate, what exactly did you eat 11 days ago? You're not going to remember, right? But you might have a memory of, I always eat healthy, because I get this all the time. I eat healthy, I eat reasonable, I eat blah, 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 blah. But of course, nobody really knows. And, so one good thing that you can do in terms of when it comes to, going down your fitness journey, especially if you're very serious about it, is journaling everything. So journaling your workouts, journaling what you did for exercise, journaling your steps, all this type, just keeping notes on it and something you can look back on. And, this can be really, really good for figuring out exactly where you are on that roadmap to where you want to go, and perhaps the turns that we need to take, or the different routes perhaps we need to go based on what we've done thus far, right? So anyways, I think I'm just babbling. I'll talk more to this particular aspect and yo-yo dieting in the future, because I think that's really interesting to talk about. I think you might be interested to hear that. And let's get to the message of, no, I already got to the message of the day. Let's get to my final saying of the day, which is positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude, and for the love of God, be patient. And do not resort to anything extreme. And I will talk to you guys all tomorrow.